close I've ever seen Mr. Savage M.
I don't miss my shots. I don't miss my shots.
He's the player there. Run down in the store. Jump. Finds him. Yeah!
Qualifying for the World Cup was a major step for me to actually help out my family.
I'm so happy we made it. This is literally like a dream.
I was freaking out. It was awesome.
Send a message me. He said, hey, congrats to qualifying.
The pressure's on here. You gotta get on that plate, Lupo. Here it is. He's going to the X. Guess what? He's a World Cup qualifier. This is it right here. The 1v1. Who is the other person? Can he hit it? Oh my gosh! You're a freaking legend. Are you kidding me? What a win! Victory Royale. GG.
Ladies and gentlemen, huge shout out to Mike Realm spinning over there, guys. Give it up for him. And now we are one step closer to crowning our first Fortnite World Champions in solos. History is about to be made here, folks. And now I want to ask everyone here in the arena, are you ready? Let's do it one more time. I'm going to ask you again. Are you ready? Let's send it over to your casters for the last two games, Courage and Dr. Lupo.
Over a year ago, the Fortnite World Cup was announced, and here today it culminates in the final two games of the solos competition. $30 million in prize money this weekend, and in two games, Dr. Lupo, we will crown another Fortnite World Champion.
We've seen a ridiculous number of plays from everybody on the field.
Yep.
Even moments like King going out, literally the first eliminated one game immediately after, just slaying out in the lobby. We love to see gameplay like that. Very aggressive from a number of players that honestly a lot of us didn't even expect to show up on the board. You have to remember though, every single player that has qualified for the solo finals here at the Fortnite World Cup in New York City is at the top of their game. 40 million people played through. This is what's left, the best of the best of the best.
We know the storylines continue throughout this lobby of the 100 best players in the world. We have two games left. Our standings, well, they're very close, and Sundown's going to update us on where they lock up.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage, with only 2 matches left to decide who is the world champion solo player, who is the best of the best of the best. We're gonna take a look at what the standings currently look like and what needs to happen. So the first thing you're gonna see right away is the runaway train Booga up top. 1 victory royale, leading the pack with 15 eliminations at 37 points, 8 points clear. But we talked about it a little bit yesterday and a lot during the qualifiers. What is a reasonable game to expect? We've seen a lot of the victory royales today actually coming from more passive players. They've been getting around 11 to 12 points apiece. We've been seeing high volume eliminations happening in the early and the mid game. But right now, looking at this board, Peter Pan sitting in 10th place right now is just off of the mark. He's 16 or 18 points off. With a reasonable game, he could challenge towards that. Let's take a look at the second page, because then from 10th to 20th, it is a 4-point difference. Mongrel with a fantastic performance in the last game pushes himself into contention, and this top 20 is the line where you will see an increase in that prize bonus. You want to be at minimum on this page when all is said and done. 2 matches are left. We have already seen world champions crowned in creative and duo. Who will be the ultimate victory royale and who will take home the title? We're gonna throw it back inside and see the final 2 matches. Lupo, Courage, let's take it home.
Thank you, Sundown. The standings so close, all for the coveted trophy that you see on your screen, the title of Fortnite World Champion. 15 million just for this solos competition, 3 million for first. With 2 more games left, who do you think comes out on top?
I would love to see the 13-year-old from the South America, King, show up big. I mean, he's put on a fantastic show thus far. You have to remember, just one slip up, one bad game, that's not enough to take you out of the lead. He very easily, a solid high elim game, a top placement, doesn't even have to be a victory royale at this point. With how well he's played, he could make his way to the top with ease.
Can anyone catch Booga at the top of our leaderboards? The lobby is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle bus launches in 2, 1. Game 5 underway of the Fortnite World Cup Finals Solos competition. Can they catch Booga? His lead remains from the incredible shockwave plays earlier. All 100 players in the biggest day of their entire lives fighting for their big share of the, well, $3 million first place spot, $15 million in total.
From last game, saw him a last-minute clutch there. Took home a victory royale. We're going to watch his drop in here as well as everybody else near the top of this board. As we go into these later matches, folks, keep in mind we're going to try and keep an eye on those that are closest to contention for that world champion position. Very, very important to know that. Look at the board there. You see 4 of the 5 llamas in the very south edge of the map, starting at Salty all the way down to the east of Happy Hamlet. One more all the way to the top middle. Those getting picked up early are very, very important. A baller for Psalm already at the beginning of the game. It's like he may have been the only one to drop up here. And are you kidding me? A Chug Jug, a proxy grenade launcher.
I'm like, sure. He's only averaging 1 limb per match. You see, but he's in 2nd place. So the value's so key for placement. Has placed in the top 18 of every match. So we played 4 games. That means he's gotten placement points in every single match so far, Dr. Lupo. It's the big reason why he finds himself in 2nd place. To be that consistent in this lobby, absolutely insane.
Gotta break 25 to get those points.
Arkram, Rux, fighting out in Westworld, as people do call it, this desert town. Arkram has had a couple games where he's just basically got fried right off the start. Can he turn around right now? He was top 15 earlier. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Rux, who's gotten the better of him a few of these previous games, having it back on him for a moment as that airstrike did come down.
Don't count him out just yet, though. This drop, honestly, one of the loot heaviest in the game. You have a lot of materials as well. A player like this, he gets in a good position, maybe even takes out Rux, doesn't have to fight anybody else down here. He can climb his way out of here with ease.
9 grenades in Rux's inventory. If he can somehow bait Arkram into a bad spot and use those to his advantage, it could be the thing that swings the tide in this battle. Hasn't thrown the Chug Splashes. Yeah, I was going to say, wondering when he was going to begin to throw them, but there they are. Chug Splash is down. 0 limbs still, as you'd expect, as he's still looking around for where Arkram could be.
Maybe the hope to save those. We didn't have to necessarily use them just yet. Big anticipation of combat before you know it, or at least the chance of it. I'm going to throw those down real quick. 40 HP shield. These two just kind of at a stalemate at the edge of the map, waiting to see if there's an opportunity to make a play. They are outside of the safe zone quite a bit. So at some point, the zip lines or even the quad that spawns here might be the key to getting all the way into the safe zone soon. Grenades going out, but beamed. Rux takes quite a bit of damage from Arkram, and aggression begins. The build up, and he's going to try and take the high ground. Shots from Rux, no contact just yet. He's going to have to do some damage before you know it. Only 96 HP is not going to necessarily be enough against a player with accuracy like Arkram.
But he does have the combat shotgun, which is the ultimate tool this early in the game. Rux still at 96 health, has those grenades in his back pocket. Hasn't thrown any more yet. 15 builds still remaining. A very intense fight for these two. The shot comes through. Down to just 41 HP. Rux versus Arkram. Who can come out on top? Rux still with high ground. Arkram down below. Will he begin to throw these grenades? It doesn't appear so. Only 6 builds left. And remember, with only 2 games remaining in the competition today, this could spell disaster for their final performance. Arkram popping 1 shield. Definitely has a major health advantage, but still, height can make all the difference as he has the combat shotgun, but looks like for now, he's back on.
I was anticipating if Rux had made a tag, if he'd gotten damage on Arkram down at the bottom of that building, I would have expected a push. a chance to pick up the 50 HP or shield because of Siphon. No damage dealt there, so Rux decides to opt his way out. King, one of our high Elim players, 35 HP, gonna try and get that med kit off, but he can't quite. Time to fight it out. A little bit of a build battle and see who can take ownership of the walls. King building up and layering yet again.
Oh my goodness.
The shockwave. He's actually going for it. Are you kidding me? Lunezi goes down, and King back up to 85 HP. What a play.
On the World Cup stage.
Yeah, the kid.
He just shockwaved to the sky and tried to hip fire hand cannon his opponent.
With 35 HP.
Are you kidding me? With 35 health? Talk about confidence. It's such an insane play that it catches the opponent off guard. Stompy trying to push on in. I believe this is Dubs on the other side of the wall. Stompy gets the wall, gets the elim. Down goes Dubs. And also in the elimination feed, Aqua, our Fortnite World Champion from yesterday, has eliminated Tfue.
Match 5 out of 6, 1 left. Those players, the 16 that have already been eliminated, they still have 1 game remaining. But our current leader on the standings, Bugha, down in Lucky Landing, gonna make a rotation away. Avoid any damage. At this point, gonna be the most important thing is getting ahead of the game here. As the storm is pressing on in, he's only against 1 other player down here in Lucky. So the opt to rotate out to the west towards the river, probably the best one in the situation. Doesn't want to get challenged. He's got a free rotation up now. Slip is right there. Without realizing it too, he is relatively close to 2 llamas in the south edge of the map.
Wonderful spot, either of them, one on his left, one on his right. I doubt he will since he's going through the low ground, but Bugha, so far, man, 3 out of the 4 games has been fantastic performances. He had one where he dropped off early. Remember, he, was eliminated within the first 10 players in the game, but still keeping his lead because of how well he's performed in the other 3 games up to this point. Teak did show some aggression there for a moment, but decides, nope, I'm going to fall on back. Don't want to take this 1v1 out in the open. Would rather go continue to loot on up, earn more materials because, hey, 45 builds, you think, that's a lot, but not in any case in a competitive lobby like this. And, well, since he fell back, he's able to get himself a combat shotgun.
Feel good about that. Clicks in the feed, picking up an elimination on Nate. Down to 81 players remaining as this first circle starts to close. 52 seconds left before that happens.
And this first zone, very central on the map. No super drastic rotations need to come on through. Here's a replay from earlier on of how Aqua challenged and eliminated Tfue. Tfue goes for the slurp, Aqua gets the floor, and Tfue stands no chance, can't even fire a shot. And there's the frustration from Tfue, as he knows he has not had the day he's wanted. One of the biggest names in competitive Fortnite, one of the winningest players of all time, getting shut down here at the Fortnite World Cup Solo Final.
I would say it's definitely a different playing field than a lot of these players are used to, no matter where they hail from. It's the first time that we've had multiple regions from the entire world all play within the same lobby, the same setups. It's all on land here, so it's just a different scenario for everybody. Especially on top of that, if you have younger players that have never had land experience, nerves can potentially play into it. But she pushes into the box, gets inside, and the elimination. Robabs goes down here in Neo Tilted.
And I like that a lot from Lechi, right? Because he's got 200 HP. He's already done a lot of damage to his opponent. He also does 23 more white damage, HP damage to realize, wait, I have a major health advantage as Bugha begins to dance on the main stage. But he pushes on in, forces the play, and says, you know what, if you have a trap, I'm still going to survive through it. You're so little HP that I know I'll eliminate you, even if I take 150 damage to the trap. Bugha, I mean, I guess this is kind of the mindset he has right now. I'm in first. I've got shadow bombs, I've got a launch pad, I've got everything I need. Banny, if you want to play this game, bro, you can play this game. But Bugha dances, and his opponent says, no, thank you. No dance battle for me today. I'll back on up.
It's enough to pressure him to rotate.
Imagine dancing and scaring away your opponent. That's when you know you're good at the game.
Whenever you dance, you scare me away too, Jack. Don't worry. 73 players remaining as Cease picks up an elimination. A reminder on the right side of your screen, the format for the day. Match 5 of 6. We have 10 points for a victory royale. You make it to top 5, it's only 7. You make it to top 15, that's 5. Top 25 is 3, and every elimination on the board is an additional point.
And also keep in mind,
ooh, a big 46. The white damage, a good signal for Bugha that player most likely won't challenge him unless Almost that's the only thing they have left. No pressure there. He's an opportunity to just rotate away cleanly.
Another thing to keep in mind, you see right there, 40% extra materials when farming. You also have a max count of 500 of each material type. So you cannot carry 1,000 wood or 999 wood, 999 brick, 999 metal. No, it's 500 of each material type. Players building inside this new structure, the corpse of the monster that our glorious mech defeated to save the Fortnite Island.
Hashtag team mech. Ooh, a solid hit there. Scalar gonna pressure from above, knowing that that ramp was closing it off for just a second. Gonna try and take the wall to edit from above.
Why is he not throwing a stink?
Doesn't own it just yet. Very good question. At some point, that's gonna have to come out. Maybe pressure the player off of that campfire. Still can't get it. There it is. Still can't get it. These stalemates for taking walls, one of the highest pressure situations, because you're on the verge of a box fight in which your opponent, you know they're going to push in. They have a trap that might take a wall and place it. Go for the shotgun shot, 160. The blue pump, very, very powerful.
That's a 160 to the jaw right there. That's what people missed about the pump shotgun when it was vaulted. As we all know, recently was brought back into play, and for reasons like that, so good in the up-close fights. It's, for a lot of people, the one spot where it just completely outclasses all other shotguns. There's going to be 4 shotguns in play right now in competitive Fortnite. Storm Surge did pop up, but it went away almost instantly as this lobby has dropped a little bit quicker as things have gone on. People maybe getting more desperate, challenging more early game fights to see if they can get an advantage. Sam, who won our 4th game, using one of these big shields, and look at the inventory right now. Big shields, chug splashes, and I like that a lot. Sam at first decides, you know what, let me use this big shield. I'll get the full 50 health out of it. But because his opponent interrupts it, realizes, well, what's the lesser of 2 evils? That is popping 2 chug splashes, giving myself as much health as possible, and not playing greedy. I like that from Sam, a sign of a veteran player. You got to take what you can get, and that's a perfect example of it right there.
At this point, he's waiting to see if there's an opportunity to sneak a shot through on the surface inside that ramp. He doesn't own it. Every time he does a little bit of damage, he has an opportunity to replace it, and he does, in fact, take it. Push on through, get the wall, goes for the edit, but a big shot from the other side, down to 71. Those chug splashes coming in big. He might have to wait, though, that last one. Don't know if we'll have time to use it. Pressure from the player inside. Rotating down, immediately popping a hole out and getting in his baller. Opts to not take that fight, and probably a very good call, seeing as how he took a ton of damage on the inside where he had a chance to move away. 110 total now. The baller's full HP, though.
Here's Riverson, that legendary bolt sniper rifle. 175 total health to take a bit of damage right there. Often set up on the left side of your screen in a metal box, really no one can be challenging that. Fully built metal. It's just something that when you see it in competitive Fortnite with how little ammo you have, you're basically like, all right, I'm not bothering you. You're set up. I'm not bothering you. Just don't peek out and shoot at me, because it's almost impenetrable, it feels like, with how little time you have to shoot and how little ammo you wind up having in these games. A replay from earlier on. This is Smeeth in another one of these close box fights. Gets that ramp. Tries to challenge forward. Basically edited into the opponent's box. That's Hood J. And will get the combat shotgun. So a major upgrade from a common tactical shotgun up to a combat shotty. And I'm sure everyone that plays Fortnite knows just how good that is. But back over to Riverson, who's, well, rolling on through the river.
I just have to say, I'm a little surprised that he opted to take the bolt over the Shadow Bomb. Looking at late game Fortnite, especially in competitive, oftentimes you see stacks of players on top of each other and no opportunity for a snipe. The Shadow Bomb is going to be a mobility he's not going to have. The baller's gone now.
Yeah.
It's in such spots. I don't know why he didn't take the Shadow Jab.
To be honest, I think Riverson viewed that as, all right, I have this baller. I'm going to play around the baller being my, well, Shadow Bombs for this game. And that's not the case. That was what just happened was the worst thing that could have ever occurred for Riverson. His baller's gone. He's got no movement items left, and now he's stuck on this mountain in a box fight.
Just quick note, Epic Whale is currently in 6th position. Riverson in 4th, so this is a battle at the top of the leaderboard, stuck inside a box, up back and forth. And Epic cannot quite find the target. Riverson picking up a big leaderboard elimination right there.
That is a moment where I think nerves get to you a little
100%.
bit. You mentioned top 6. He's thinking in the back of his head, if I have a good game here, we're moving into the $1 million prize pots. And instead, Riverson wins a fight that looked impossible to win and is now set up on top of a mountain with near max HP.
Real quick look back here, Bugga, our current leader. Look at the shots through there. Little shakes the hands off a little bit, blow off some steam. His arrow goes down inside. Very, very accurate player, Bugga. See Bizzle, the top left of your screen, one of the more well-known players. Like you said, one of the most consistent players, Jack, in all of Fortnite that we've ever seen. With the speed of the builds up here, Bugga gonna try and get a little bit of a higher view. Doesn't want to be stuck down too low in case there's players rotating. Maybe some shots on the baller soon. There's pressure being applied on others and ops into that fight as well.
And if you look at where Bugga is right now, on your mini-map, the closest player on the west side of that zone, safe, and everyone has to move right towards him. Also, 6 minis, near max builds, 4 shadow bombs, 2 launch pads, a shockwave. Bugga knows what a fantastic position he's in. If he can make it to late game, he basically has guaranteed placement points.
Peter Pan making his way through here. A little bit of a leftover collection. Gonna have to do some picking up on the inside. Pretty lucky finds on the inside here. Quite a few materials. Flint knock. He's got to redeploy a ton of minis. Pretty optimal loadout for both mid-range, up close, depending on who's pushing him.
Yep.
Positional wise, no launch pads,
What a slipstream.
no shadow bombs. He does have a slip, but as soon as he's away from that thing, flying, he can establish a base, but making a move after that's going to be tough. And he is getting attacked from literally every angle on the way in. Players from all sides taking shots. He's going to have to try and push his way through for an elimination, or get out of this area almost immediately. What a tough spot to be in. Shots from both sides. Puts the trap down in anticipation of somebody pushing in, and literally cannot keep the walls up enough.
And that's the downside of being one of the last players to rotate from outside the zone. Everyone who's set up, including Bugga, knows, hey, we just spray anyone. They've got to come this way. They're going to be floating right at us. If the whole lobby shoots at them, one of us is bound to get them. We're all going to get damage tags. And when the Storm Surge just popped up, everyone fiending for a little bit of damage to keep them above that threshold. Thankfully for the players in the lobby, only 2 more people need to drop before Storm Surge goes away, so don't think it'll come into play too much.
All I can imagine in a situation like that right now is from the Pro-Am, Tim the Tatman getting shot at from multiple sides. And
yep.
It's just...
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny when...
You were one of them, I think.
Yeah, no, my teammate Sean eliminated him. We beat Tim the Tatman on land and outplaced him as we take a look at players stacked up all on the west side of the zone. What people at home don't know is that we were literally looking at Tim as we say that, which is makes it better. So, launch pad used by Bugga right away, and with 2 launch pads with all this other movement, he just needs to survive this movement. And guess what? This is a zone on the high ground. It's directly on this mountain, so from pretty early on zone, it's going to get awkward right away. Bugga has made it in, but he's taking a lot of damage. Will use some minis to get back up to 150. Has made it to the zone. Benji Fishy just below, who's currently top 13 in this game.
Player to G still has a little bit of a high ground advantage. Just going to look back at Bugga, who's trying to build his way up. See if he can spot anybody on the move. This position's still very, very good. The edge of the next safe zone. We have 2 seconds until that pressure starts to apply, and a lot of players you see on the minimap have already started to rotate in. They're making their moves now, but shots from Bugga and many others as these players are flying in. Community launch pads. We have some shadow bombs used in situations like this, and no shield on that player. Bugga right now has a total of 16 elims today. King is in second with 15.
This is all it is. You just get set up in the zone, fire people who have to move from the storm. It's the common enemy. Every player in the lobby. Issa did just go down to class, and we also saw Vivid drop a couple moments ago, so nothing really from Vivid this game, unfortunately. Bugga 1 elim so far. Continue to look on down. Here's the perspective of a drop coming on in. Everyone's made it up on the mountain right now. Still some people on the edge. You see the likes of Cease still alive. Clicks, Zate, Creo, Cosmic, Skype, who earlier on took home a game of his own in game 2.
Quick note, by the way, Riverson, who we saw eliminate the 6th place position has gone down himself in 4th. So he is out of this game. 44 players reversing your feed, going down to Dementos. And we are not even at placement position just yet. And we're looking at the 6th to 7th circle transition starting in 10 seconds. Everyone has to move. The people that have the best opportunity to take shots back, they're going to be able to pick up a lot of eliminations. Players are going to be on rotation. Things are about to get real tough for a lot of people.
Edit. So they just wait, hop the ball, and roll. Now, I don't think you can hold high ground from this early on. I mean, yes, high ground will be very good, but this is going to be a long rotation if you're going to wind up making that happen. Black is up top for the moment. Bugha, you see him soaring on over with the shockwave grenade. Setting up, always getting ahead of the zone as far as possible. Pika there as well.
Back behind him, going to take even more shots at players on rotation. Very smart plays, the Shadow Bomb, and he still has 3 more, so this rotation better be a good one. Got a chance to get ahead of a lot of people here.
I really do love this. He knows how close he is to placement points, and he's got such a lead right now that unless someone has a monster performance, if he just gets placement points, makes it into the top 25 again, with just 2 games left, that could be really all he needs to secure this Fortnite World Championship. And he got the zone. The zone's going back his way, but Bugha goes to edit out, and there's a shotgun waiting for him. Down to under 50 HP, frantically trying to pop these minis. The spray coming on through. Can our leader hang on to placement points? Storm Surge activated on some of the remaining players. Bugha peeks out again for a shot. Not gonna connect yet. 32 players left. Shadow Bomb being used. Can Bugha make it to the top 25? 3 more points can be the difference between making it as our #1 player today or 2nd place. Bugha still bouncing up. 30 players left. Just so frantically looking around for potential victims.
You'll notice as soon as they're box to box, right next to another player, players like Bugha will opt to build straight up. 1 more, 26 remaining. If 1 more goes down, he's going to pick up placement points. Keep an eye on the feed just to see only 1 elimination remains. There it is, 25. So he's already into the placement points now. It's going to push him even higher on the leaderboard. Everybody left picks those points up too, but as we move, players starting to drop left and right. Sky still sitting on a baller, as well as Fatch. Pika with the ultimate high ground, and Bugha right in the middle, right in the thick of it, looking on the outside. That's a very smart play. In that moment, you have a baller flying up. You don't want those players to hold on to those. Taking the shots to break it out, maybe force an engagement.
Only 8 builds.
15 now.
Out of builds, no movement items, made it to top 15. For me, this is already a fantastic game for Bugha. You've got placement points. Another elimination! How about a second? Bugha, what are you doing? 2 elims come in. He's back up to near full HP, and he's in the top 10, and he's got all the materials he could ever need. Bugha, how are you making this happen? From no mats and no movement. 1 player nearby. Bugha at 3 elims, still ahead of this zone. He can absolutely win this game, Dr. Lupo. 2 away from more placement points.
Opts to drop the extra weapons in his inventory. A gold AR, the green pump, 6 minis and a campfire. 42 builds remaining, and he's just looking. 5 players left. He is sitting in one of the best spots I think he could have possibly imagined. Creo picking up an elimination. He's sandwiched between Pika, Piza's, Creo on the ultimate low ground. He's looking any chance to pop through when a player is not looking to get a shot in might be enough.
Still has mats, 1 player below. Bugha just staying ahead of this. Has only taken 1 score tick so far. Player up top fighting, player down low fighting. Can Bugha make the impossible happen? Dodges the trap as well. Taking a little bit of storm damage. Bugha's got to make it on in. 1 build left, drops on in Bugha. No! But either way,
it's all good. Look,
he's done what he needs to do. He knows how important that game is. Now we're in our top 3. Pika up top. We were following him earlier on today. Pizzas and Creo all the way down low.
0 builds in Pika's inventory. It's going to be tough. He's going to have to drop in and go for a fight. Cannot connect. Pizzas finds that elimination. Creo gets the final 1 in game 5. Goes to Creo.
I don't think he can believe it. I don't know if anyone caught it at home, but what he does right there is flint knocks the opponent, hits him for that body damage, and then shoots him into the zone. Great game for Creo right there, and you see repping his team. Ooh, clutching on up in the end. Here it is, the final moments. The zone closing tight, a fully closed zone. Creo's got to build on up. You see, health advantage was to Pieces. Pieces would win that game, but a full damage Flint knock connects and swings the tide in his favor. Here it is one more time. Boom! Right to the chest, sends him into the zone, and wins the game. From Creo as he takes game 5, the victory royale, 10 points plus his eliminations.
Huge game there, and Jack, we still have one more.
We do. We still have one more game here at the Fortnite World Cup Finals. I don't see any way that Booga's fallen out of first with that performance. He absolutely popped off. We're about to take a look at our standings, but Booga may just be in a position where all he needs to do is find 1 or 2 points, and
there it is.
My
1 or 2, are you kidding me?
Ladies and gentlemen, Booga sits atop his throne, far and away in first place. He is 1 game from $3 million. The most eliminations, tied for the most victory royales, by far the most points. Booga has put on a show and is nearing the title of Fortnite World Champion.
Here's a look at the remainder of your top 20 there. 17 points. That's what you need to break into the top 20, Jack.
Yep.
But even then, you're still 30 points away from first place.
You need a 20-plus elim game with a victory royale and 0 for Booga. Good luck, have fun, but we do have Jordan Fisher on the floor, one of our members of that last game.
Playing health right there at the very end in such a high caliber game. Again, another stacked lobby right here at the end. Yo, hoping for some lucky health ticks in your favor, and that happened. Thank God for the best reaction for the wins so far today, in my opinion. Where's your headspace at going into this last game?
Right now, I'm on 3rd. I just need to clutch up, make sure that I don't make any dumb plays. I just keep calm and keep how I've been playing.
Well, it's great work. Fantastic job. Great victory royale. Back up to you guys.
Great to hear from Creo right there as he takes game number 5, the nerves in those final moments. You saw the celebration. I think he even almost couldn't believe how it all ended on up. But victory royale, you know the difference between 21st and 20th is over $60,000. And a win like that, with how close the standings are, could make the difference between earning $50,000, which is still great, but $112,000, which is to follow. But we're not quite ready for Game 6 yet. We do have Balla over on Unreal Island with some analysis of Game 5.
Guys, I do have that, and what a performance here from Booga today. Every single game almost placing consistently in the points and finding himself some eliminations as well. Only falling in that second game early on. We're gonna take a look at some of the eliminations that led him to a top 5 finish here. Booga, first off, breaking the baller on the side of zone, making sure that he knows exactly who's moving in. Why is he moving in with the baller inside of the zone, inside of the center? And then as well, getting an elimination here onto Kluja. Absolutely amazing job by Booga there. He actually got into top 5. So an amazing finish. He's got 2 points from that, plus all the other performances, other placements in that match. We've got only 1 match remaining. Just like you guys said, it has to be a big one for somebody to overtake Booga at this point. So Lupo, Courage, please close us out.
Thank you, Balla. As you know, so much on the line here this weekend of the Fortnite World Cup, but it is not the only thing that people are excited about with Fortnite right now, Dr. Lupo. There's always so much going on, and I'm sure a lot of people in this sold-out arena know this week it's time for a new season. And
yes, indeed.
You guys want to see the first tease for the new season of Fortnite? Ooh. I guess we should show it to him. I have not seen this before. Oh! All that Epic told us is think back. August 1st, 2019, the next season of Fortnite. Is that what I think it is? Is that what I think it is, Dr. Lupo?
CD in the 3rd, I bet, is going nuts right now. Jack, Dusty Depot,
Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys excited for the next Fortnite season? August 1st, all will be revealed. And my God, I got the chills right now. That's the first time we saw that. They didn't show us anything.
It is.
Oh my goodness, you see how excited everyone is. And we are moments away from the final game. Everything that's happened. You see the leaderboards, you see how far it is. You're Booga, you're up by so much. What's the rest of this lobby thinking right now?
It might at this point be a battle for second place, Jack. Such a lead right now. Booga showing why he feels as though he deserves world champion. And at this point, I mean, you can't really blame him. He's playing out of his mind, playing incredibly intelligently. Positioning is key, and he's going for placement every single time. He's showing why he's on top of the leaderboard.
I can't believe he is so far and away the best. It has been something that I think a lot of people expected him to do well, but this well, anyone to perform this well, be this far ahead, unbelievable in a stacked lobby like this. Folks, use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Tell us your thoughts on the teaser we just saw, on what you're expecting from these final games, on your thoughts overall on the World Cup. It has been such a blast to be at this point. I cannot believe the road from where we started to here. These online qualifiers, everyone coming on in, the big names, the teams getting involved. Fortnite competitive is at a fantastic point, and with the millions watching online, I think it's a testament to how well it's doing.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. You see a look down at the players getting ready for their final match of the day. 6 games total, the end of this next and final match. We will find out who the Fortnite World Champion in the solos competition is. If you're online, make sure you give some shout outs to those that you think can climb the board. It is still anybody's game. We've seen crazy comebacks before, and it would not surprise me to see it again. Jack, going into this last match.
Yes.
The nerves for some of these players probably at an all-time high.
Yes.
You have to realize there's going to be more after this, though.
Oh,
there's
for sure.
got to be more after this, Jack.
Yeah, this is not the end by any means. Yes, it's the biggest event in Fortnite competitive history, but there is still a bright future for this game. The new season coming out, more and more to be announced, I'm sure, very, very soon. All I know is the players are getting loaded on up and ready. You see them all looking around. What an experience this must be for all of them, their families in attendance. So many people here I've met this weekend, Ben, have been. It's their first ever gaming event. You know, not a lot happens in the Northeast because of, well, quite frank, how expensive it is to run events in this area of the country. But Epic do it, and they did it in style. What a fantastic venue. The marshmallow performance earlier. I saw how excited everyone was outside at the fan events too. It's been so cool, and I've been a part of so many competitive gaming events up to this point. This might be my favorite. This might be my favorite. I'm saying it right now.
It's touching, Jack. I appreciate that.
It is. I mean, it might just be, and that's all I know. I keep looking around, seeing everyone just excited, flowing back on in after the bathroom breaks, waiting for this last game. We appreciate your patience as we just get the lobby all set up. Want to make sure everything's all set and good to go. Remember, after this ends, if you're in the venue, don't just rush on out to get home and go back outside of the fan experience. We're going to crown our champion. We're going to crown our world champion. We want to be here for that big moment. Congratulate them. Celebrate the achievement. The trophy. How are they going to get that trophy home to the players? Because
Jack, I'll give you $20 if you charge down there and grab that thing right now.
I almost threw the headset down. I almost threw the headset down, and I thought, you know what? If I don't do that, my career is much more worth it, I believe. Again, you know, looking at these lobbies, we played on these setups the other day. You know, you can't really creative. You can just sit there. So you're looking at the leaderboards, and we're used to in-game tournaments, right, where you can go and see the prize pool and see how the split works. The solo and duos you see there on the screen, the solos, you know, competition is there. You click compete, and the prize pool pops up in-game at $3 million for first. And that's where it first set into me that we were actually at the World Cup final.
Yeah. When it's right there on the screen in front of you, it's real. Two of the fan favorites, Dubs and Mega, on your screen right now, and I gotta love that kid's hair.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have hair like that. There's Issa, who I know has quite the loyal following online. Some people were excited to see him perform this weekend. So much pressure for these guys. I look at the fans around the venue, everyone excited for these games to continue. As I think the skins in the background, a chicken and raptor were battling with the thunder sticks we provided to some of our fans in the venue today. Creo again, our winner from that last game. The thoughts going through his head right now must be, I've got to rise this leaderboard. I've got to get as high as possible. Reverse, recently announced a member of TSM. Always seems like something's going on in Fortnite competitive. Now I think a lot of people wondering too, what's next to come, right? Is it more solos and duos? Is there going to be more of a focus on trios? I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that. Do teams now switch up after seeing this performance? Do you think teams begin to switch up if they're going to play trios on who they should have in on their squad?
One of the things I noticed watching the few trio tournaments that we've seen over the last couple weekends, teams really have kind of mixed who they typically play with. That being said, one of the things I love the most about watching those is that the groups, it's always changing. And I think that exemplifies just how connected the competitive community really is. A lot of these players, they're all friends. We see Skeptic holding up the L to the camera, which is very funny, and people doing emotes on each other after elimination in game. But at the end of the day, there's really kind of no bad blood between anybody because they all recognize they're all here for the same thing. It's a competition. On top of that, it probably doesn't hurt that they all take home $50,000 at a minimum, right? Every single player. So that definitely can't hurt. But real quick before we move on, Jack, I just want to ask, did you ever think that any of these players, the list of names, do you think we'd see these players at this event? I mean, we've watched them grow and change over 10 weeks of qualifiers. We saw people kind of rise up out of nowhere sometimes. And the other side of that, we have players like Tfue, who've been well known for forever. It's amazing to see the list.
No, for sure. There's players that I think a lot of people expected to make it in, but didn't. All I know is there's been one player who's dominated so far today. It's Booga, and Sundown is over on Unreal Island with a breakdown of how he made it to this point.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And with one match left in the Fortnite World Cup final, one match to put everything on the line, the Sentinels player, Booga, has dominated the entire competition. He said from the very beginning, I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna challenge every single player. I'm gonna play aggressively. I'm gonna look to get in their faces, get in the end game. The player who qualified from the start, made a name for himself after the host and continuing running through. Let's take a look into some of his eliminations and how he's been able to build himself a 15-point lead over the best of the best in the world, and he's doing it by intelligent rotation, getting to the far side of the zone and then hitting his shots. Kid, Booga says bring the rest of the lobby on. I'm looking to go aggressive. We talked about King and his shoot first mentality, but the difference between King and Booga is Booga chooses his spots when to go. He knows when he needs to hold off, when he needs to be safe for a second, and when he can go aggressive. You see him stall just for a minute there against Creo, who's pushing in to the top 3, and he is able to execute the game plan, come up with the victory royale, and keep pushing forward. Now again, right now, he has 0 elims, able to pick up one right there, but he's chasing back into the storm. He's not looking to run forward, he's looking to catch them afterward. And same thing there, dropping down, picking up Kinzo, breaking the trap, and this one in particular, incredibly well done. With the infantry rifle, laying down the shots, able to pick that one up. And the one thing I really like to see about Booga afterward, every single time he hits those shots, real quick, he's just making sure he gets everything clean. No sweat going on him, no sweat indeed, because he is sweating out the rest of the lobby. If you see Sentinels Booga running at you, you need to be defensive or disengage, because he is not letting it go. He wants the top spot. He wants to be your wire-to-wire leader, and he wants to name himself the best Fortnite player in the world. One more match left. Lupo and Courage, take it away and close us out.
Great stuff, Sundown. Gotta tell the story of how our player in first place has made it this far. Again, we appreciate your patience as we just get a couple things sorted in the lobby, but I believe I've received word. Everything is set. It all comes down to this. Millions and millions played online. Only 200 qualified for the Fortnite World Cup Finals, and this is the last game. The battle bus has launched one more time. The Fortnite World Cup Finals ends right here.
players on your screen there, Jack. Booga sitting out in front of everyone thus far. A commanding lead. Rio, the winner of the previous game, flying in there in the northeast corner of the map. Spread of players across the screen. There's your top 10 on the left side. Booga, Song, Creo, Skype, Nate, Riverson, Rux, and the rest. Average placement thus far of 25th for Creo. Only 8 eliminations, but 30 points. Enough to put him in 3rd place thus far.
One thing to remember too, yesterday, Zate and Saf held on to the lead the first 5 games, and it slipped away in game 6. Booga has been in the lead for all 5 games. He has never lost the first place spot. Will he suffer the same fate, or can he close it out right here to remain our Fortnite World Champion?
Booga, by the way, hails from Pennsylvania, 16-year-old player. Sentinels qualified the very first week for the World Cup.
He's probably just got his first part-time job to try to start earning money to buy himself a car. But instead, after this, could walk away with $3 million. Dude's gonna walk on in and say, I quit.
Can't wait for him to get home. As you know, imagine he wins $3 million here. His parents are gonna ask him to take the trash out, and he's gonna laugh.
Yeah, right. He'll just pay his butler to do that, I guess, at that point. As Cease currently set up, not many builds. One of these very early awkward fights. Cease knows that as well. You look at what he has: a common infantry rifle, 25 shots, and a drum gun, 0 ammo.
Jack, one of the first 4 to go down in this match is Skype, who was in 4th place.
Wow, so a little bit of pressure
tough.
already gone from that top spot. Cease just looting for the moment. 2 chug splashes. If I do, as he throws them down. Again, you see all the players surrounded outside this sunny side of the map. Cease continues to bounce around for the moment. Not many AR shots left. Will get some out of the ammo crate, which is good. Everything counts. And the farming of stone continues. Moffin and Zate outside of Loot Lake, just fighting on the outskirts of it.
Just kind of building, walling against any pressure from Zate. Doesn't want to get caught on rotation. Interesting loadout, that gold combat very early. That's a very solid pickup to start this match. Single shockwave remaining. Legendary grenade launcher. Drum gun in hand as well.
I mean, talk about a great starting inventory. As you swap on over. Blaster in a fight. Side pressure plant. One more player nearby, only at 73 HP, but again, when you're in this far into the tournament, you kind of get to a point where you just got to go for it. You got to just force an engagement. You got to get the points up. Shot comes on through. Not able to get it done as of yet. Blaster still healing up. Will have bandages to get back up to, I think, 75 HP.
The feed, it looked like Tfue picking up an elimination. To see here how things play out. 90 players remaining. The first circle starts to close in 50 seconds. Bandaging on the egg. Blaster just hanging out here. That player down below, going to see if he can take shots here in a second. T-Chub's going to roll all the way down. Looks like no engagement going to happen here. Yarko, Sledwicki, 2 players that have faced off against each other a number of times. Going to go for the wall. And in fact, get it, gets the angle inside and pushes on through. A solid aggressive play from Sledwicki to pick up his first elimination of Game 6.
Very clean, and that will end Yarko's Fortnite World Cup run. Solid performance earlier on. We'll see where he stacks up with the rest of this lobby when it's all said and done. Reminder, this is our final game here tonight. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get it trending, just like yesterday, alongside the millions of people watching online. Sam, who is our player as well, near the top of the leaderboards. What can he do in this last game? Can he make the trek to try to catch up to Booga, who was 15 points ahead in first?
Pika 1v1. And angled down through a handful of edits here at Mega Mall. He's going to push around the side and try and make his way inside Mall itself. Pika earned 12 of his total points in just the last match, and I think that says a lot about what is possible. In 11th place when we rolled into this game, Pika trying to find a way inside, pushing down through the outside. Maybe does in fact get the wall replace. Are you kidding me? Used the shockwave to get down the wall that his player inside was smacking out with it. That's unbelievable.
He basically called the bluff. He called the bluff. The guy was trying to break the wall to secure it for his own. Pika was like, okay, break the wall for me. I'll just replace it my own. And he does just that. Pika, full HP, 2 slurp juices, 6 minis, a very good assault rifle, a shotgun, but it looks like the aggression doesn't end here. Wall instantly broken. Pyramid's placed as well. And he can just continue to play these box fights. Really use the shockwave to try to drop down his opponent again. Said it once. Wouldn't surprise me if we use that same tactic here soon.
At this point, 100 HP, 100 shield. I do not blame him for being aggressive here. Knowing that players may be a little sparse in terms of loot, he's trying to track Keemstar on the outside, rotating around the edge of Mega Mall. These two players going to end up on top of each other before you know it. Oh my gosh. Floor loot.
Okay.
A heavy sniper rifle.
And another slurp. Okay.
He's looking for it.
It's like Batman.
See him watching.
He's waiting.
Dropping on in, does use those audio cues to try and track down the opponent underneath. Opts to back out of the fight for just a second. Get a different angle. Pika's awareness inside Mega Mall is insane. Knowing exactly where his opponents are and exactly when to push. Already picked him 1 elimination using those skills. Gonna see if he can find a second player in the slip. Going for the snipe. Oh, and he can't quite connect.
Imagine what would have happened in this arena if he hits that shot.
Damn.
He dabs after it. And he dabs after it. He's like, all right, this is mine. See you guys. Nice. Hood J, the only remaining player in the Mega Ball area. Pika just gonna go back, on up. You know, another slurp still inside, so Pika knows if he gets in a fight, he can get the elimination. Even if he's weak, he can pop a slurp, go grab another. Don't think that's gonna happen yet. We'll shift our focus. There's Booga on your screen, Core Gaming and Benji Fishy. Within a couple boxes of each other, maybe a fight will break out here soon.
Snow rolling in the top right as well. Out in the baller. Laleo, ball boom on your screen. Edges there, Laleo. Quite a bit, a ton of damage taken. Meanwhile, back at that small town in the southeast corner of the map, Banny, Arkram, back in a 1v1. Most likely, honestly, round 6 of these two facing off the beginning of these games. 73 players left, the Storm right on their backs. Things are going to start moving here in a middle battle, but these two decide to fight it out right now. He phased through the floor, could have opted to go up, misses the shot. A little bit of damage, down to 140, gonna opt for a mini. Even just the 10 shield might be enough to save him from Arkram. We'll have to see here, pressure at the stink. He's trying to find a top down and kind of lead the shots on what may or may not be a build out from Arkram. Right through it, Arkram dropping all the way down the campfire. And he's gonna drop that on one corner in an effort to push Arkram out of the box. Unbelievably, honestly, what a shot from Arkram, the bottom there. A quick edit on the ceiling, shot comes through.
Health very similar between the two. Slight advantage to Arkram right now.
Have to imagine that almost every 1v1 between these two has played out so complexly. If we're watching this right now, I guarantee you this is not the first time we've seen it. What a shot, a quick flip and edit on the ramp.
It's cat and mouse. It's literally cat and mouse in this fight.
This is one of the most insane 1v1s I think I've ever seen. 64 HP remaining. Bandy's gonna have to back all the way to the top. Maybe the campfire down. Just a second gets dropped in. Gonna have to wall against that. The ramp to save him. One chance for the minis. He's gonna wall off. Still back and forth between these two titans. The campfire goes down. As soon as that wall edit happens, the ramp inside just to prevent any push from the opponent. Arkram finding another angle might be the only option at this point. The campfire, though, is going to have dealt a lot of HP back to Banny. Shot through, can't quite connect. Here we go, pressure up top, and oh my gosh, dude. The pyramid block. Finally, the Storm deciding it's time to play the fight out. and Banny goes down.
Hey, great fight though, man.
That was insane.
That went on for a full 2 minutes. I love that we got to keep our eyes on that, but moving across the map now, it's Pika. We were complimenting so much on how easily he can move through these boxes in Mega Mall, how he can navigate these areas, and it looks like that same exact pattern is continuing. It's Fwexy, who's at a major health disadvantage, but as I say that, does hit a quick little shotgun shot that I think will push Pika away for a moment or make him reassess what he's doing. Maybe a misclick. It looked like he didn't really mean to do that.
Actually, Pika gonna have to try and take some sort of aggressive stance soon. A minute on this storm before it closes, and he's not in the next safe zone. Rogue Shark on your feet, picking up an Elim. We're down to 68 players remaining. Outside of that 70 range before the storm starts to tick on you.
Pika, no wall in place yet.
He's just trying every chance he can to take
tactic.
these walls. This is the speed of these players. This is some insane stuff. This is why they're here at the World Cup. Can't quite hit the shot. He did a reset, took the other corner out just as the opponent inside takes a shot with the shotgun. Can't quite connect. Still going for these wall replaces. Ooh. Big hit there, down to 16 HP.
And he's got no mats. He's got 2 total builds. So with the zone pushing as well, this looks like it's got to be a Shadow Bomb play. Pika is actually going to dive into the zone to make his path a little bit less predictable. Will take the long route. 10 health, he's got a launch pad. I'm going to tell you right now, Pika is not happy. Yeah, you see him kind of sigh right there. Uses both Shadow Bombs, uses all the materials he has. Literally can only build 1 wall, can't even box up for safety. Uses one of his launch pads too. Not a fun spot to be in if you're Pika. Look, still can't even build 1 box.
Does have the minis. He's got a campfire in case he wants to put it down. I think the fear at this point is if he puts that campfire down, it's like a signal flare for anybody around. This is the box to push. Meanwhile, Tfue, Dusty Divot flying across, landing near more opponent builds potentially. Back down, shots at the target he was right next to. He's in this box alone. You see in the mini-map, only a handful of players around Dusty Divot. Clicks, reverse, Bizzle you see in the top. Pretty far out there.
And Clicks is actually, one of his trio partners. Previous trio cup that happened. They're fighting each other right now. Tfue trying to make his way out of here. Still not in zone yet. Really used his launch pad. He did use his last shockwave, if you remember, as well. There is some loot nearby, but player challenging. Tfue's going to back up for the moment and rebox. Oh yeah, we got a fight here. Tfue, 1 versus 1. Is it Clicks? Not exactly sure. It is Clicks on the other side of this wall. So Tfue versus Clicks. Veteran versus the up-and-comer. Tfue backing up for the moment. It looks like there's another player nearby as Clicks will just say, nope, don't need this anymore. We'll fly away. Karhu goes down in the elimination feed. Cease goes down in the elimination feed. 63 players left. No Storm Surge in this one yet.
Bugha picking up an elimination. His first of this match. Just another point between him and second place.
Man. Consistency so key, and Bugha has embodied that today. Only 1 bad game. The rest have been absolutely electric. Bugha's just sat up with the high ground in the zone, waiting patiently for this lobby to drop on down. Snazy now 1 box away from an opponent. 54 HP, needs to perfectly edit one of these walls and get a shot down range. You see his opponent not sitting still for any moment. He expects him to drop it, and that's exactly what happens. He's finding the patterns and how his opponent likes to play these box fights. But still with no healing and his opponent jumping back up, you got to think some shields will be replenished and Snazy will be at even more of a health disadvantage.
Tries to go for the reset on the floor.
No shields pop.
There we go. Catches himself. He's going to hold the edit on this pyramid. He's looking for a chance to push Martine. If one arises, we'll have to see. Snazy's hope may be to catch him off guard. There we go. Here's the Shadow Bomb. Going to rotate up and away. Use that redeploy and try and make his way into the safe zone. Only 54 HP. He's not quite safe yet, but now it's the chance to look to the right. Get a couple shots. Player inside the box as he lands right next to him. The edit through, and Rogue Shark sets the trap and gets him. Tough play there. Clicks. Meanwhile, 1 elimination, 62 builds. Sit on 2 Shadow Bombs. See here, the very north edge. He's underneath the plateau of Dusty Divot. Reverse down there as well. Tfue on the edge. Astonish, Smeef, Zate. So many players stacked up near each other. And oftentimes you do see players utilizing the already built structures for easy wall replaces. No surprise. Popped up next to
his inventory looks great, but he just doesn't have a lot of ammo.
Imagine he picks up one elim on someone who is could kind of fill those numbers up. Be looking at it. It'd be a great spot for late game. 7 RPG. Still very, very good. 69 total builds down to 60 now. 56 players remaining. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final game of the solo competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. It literally all comes down to this.
5 players will become millionaires right after this game. Tfue just picked up his 3rd elim. Still has a launch pad, some great loot on the player that he just took down. But he doesn't have the zone again. He does have 2 launch pads, and I'm going to use one of those. He wants to make sure he makes those placement points, and there it comes. Launch pad used. Will Tfue get beamed? Right, it is one of those moments where you're just thinking, Ben, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me, please don't shoot me. Looks like he'll make it up for one team.
Literally flying past the windows of opponents, going to land on top of the second structure. Somebody underneath. Layering up 86 builds, still has another launch pad. Has a boogie just in case maybe a baller rolls past close enough. He can boogie the player directly out of it. Try and pick up that elim, jump in the baller and roll away. Even in a clutch situation, the Boogie Bomb can give you an opportunity for a free shotgun shot on someone that may be unsuspecting. The loadout here, look at this, 2 campfires, 10 redeploys, 2 shockwaves, 6 minis, but no medium ammo, Jack.
A crazy note with Booga. When the Fortnite World Cup qualifier started, Booga qualified in League 1, in NA, in 1st place. From the moment Fortnite World Cup started, he finished atop the North America region. And now in another spot again where it can happen, and he's just dancing up top. He knows really this is his to take unless someone has legitimately the best performance ever in the history of a Fortnite competitive game. Booga should be our Fortnite World Champion. Tfue and Benji Fishy fighting on the bottom right of your screen. Sam, who's trying to contest and take that throne. This was the replay, did get his 1st elim of this game, and you see the fist bump right there. That was Clicks who gets cut down.
At this point, 51 players remaining. This lobby is going to get very, very tight. Going into this match, Psalm was 2 points ahead of third place, but 15 points behind 1st.
Talking about a lead as we've just now hit our top 50 in this game. Arkram goes down. Psalm, 1 elimination. Can he close the gap? If you think about it right now, he's still 15 behind, Ben. Booga's still in this game. What he needs right now, Booga to go down, and he needs 5 more limbs and a victory royale, but no! No! Psalm gets caught off guard. It's Zate, and as that happens, Booga gets a limb. The pieces are falling into place, and Booga's about to call checkmate.
Tfue on your screen here. 3 eliminations. Still has the launch pad, sitting on a pretty similar loadout. Not a lot has changed as he's waiting, biding his time, looking for eliminations up above the rest, though. Booga
hasn't had to move in 5 minutes.
Nope.
He's had height, he hasn't had to move in 5 minutes. He's sitting so pretty. Here's that limb that we missed when Psalm got taken out. And
are you kidding? Look at him laugh. Look at him absolutely laugh. Quick 1 tap on Storm on the move.
It's a gift. Is it his birthday? That's about as free as it gets.
Booga might be the luckiest player with zone placement I think we've ever seen in a competitive Fortnite match. Sitting atop his tower, a castle of metal, unthreatened.
And he built it with metal earlier, and he just kind of hoped it would work out this way, and it did. He's been sat here for so long. It basically sums up the leaderboard. This is the leaderboard in the game itself. Booga on top, nobody nearby, no threats, nothing. Now with the zone moving, everyone soaring, and this is where it picks up quick, folks. The final moments of the Fortnite World Cup. We're watching Booga. Oh, please.
Oh.
Imagine.
Right up picking up a pair in the feed there. Fledermoys and Dubs both go down. Gonna be two very good eliminations there. 38 players remaining. Top 25 is when placement starts to come in, and Bugha is looking for shots on everybody flying around. Still has that high ground advantage. Peasus and others looking to try and contest it. Benji Fishy moving up as well. Ballers still rotating the low ground. Tifu making his way across. A lot of damage coming in. Only 1 minute in the inventory and 15 builds remaining. A tough spot for Tifu.
He's so close to placement, but can he survive? King with elimination.
Player count continuing to drop. Bizzle, Takamura, Zate picking up multiple eliminations. 30 players remaining, 29. To get closer and closer. Benji Fishy goes down. Tifu eliminated in the box. Kurtz picks that one up.
That will end Tifu's Fortnite World Cup. Zate drops off high ground for the moment. Bugha's still alive in this game in the bottom right of your screen. Still a max HP. He's made it in the top 25. At this point, it's basically a victory lap. Yeah, he's getting beamed out of the sky, but he doesn't care. He'll drop on in, pop some minis. King on the top right had 6 limbs. The guy's an absolute brawler. The 13-year-old should be so proud of how he played today. Lawboom up top. Crew, the double qualified player as well.
Up another elimination. Takamura goes down.
Bugha now into your top 20. Mongrel, your Fortnite World Cup is over. Vivid's still alive in this game. It's Crew with 4 limbs atop our leaderboard right now. Has most limbs of who's still alive. Bugha there as well. Has all the ammo in the world, not a lot of materials. Let's see how he weasels his way out of this one.
Ballboom, the ultimate high ground. Teachup going for a challenge up top. Does in fact take it over. Meanwhile, Bugha, box fight for his life. A little back and forth here. He's waiting to see if this player rotates out. There it is, a big shot. Another elimination.
And he's got near max materials.
Kidding me.
He's gonna trap the ball. Oh, the ball escapes. The absolute scenes right now. Bugha still moving through, and at this point, it's a sign of respect. We've got to watch this man continue to dominate. A statement is being made. Dr. Lupo at the end of this game, he'll most likely be crowned the best Fortnite player in the world.
I've never seen anybody play in a competitive Fortnite match with a smile on his face like this kid right now, but he is absolutely dominating every single player he's run into thus far. For a shot here with a couple little edits, rotating back away, pressure from above, and he's immediately going to wall that off. The kid's
top 10. He's smiling. He knows it. He knows it.
Absolutely ridiculous.
9 players left. Unrelenting is Bugha. Hasn't dropped out of first since today started. There's all the remaining players. Running low on materials, but he still wants more. 4 limbs in this game. Box it up for a moment. Pyramid comes through. Bugha still alive. Shots going down. Can't connect with that one. 1 build left. The final moments of Fortnite World Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Bow down.
Surprise.
Bow down to Bugha.
Doesn't even matter. 4 players, 3 players remaining. It's a fight out for the victory royale in game 6.
2 left.
1v1. Crew still in it. Teachup as well, back and forth. And it might come down to a heel off. Teachup dropping down those campfires. We'll see here. Crew following it all the way in, and Teachup goes down. Crew with the victory royale.
Crew with 7 eliminations and the victory royale. The monster performance at the end of it. That could have just secured him hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even over $1 million by just that game right there with how he does. But ladies and gentlemen, there's no way anyone beats him. Your Fortnite World Champion, Bugha! $3 million richer, the biggest individual prize victory in competitive gaming history. Millions watching online, and folks, he didn't narrowly win. He absolutely took the best Fortnite lobby in history and taught him a darn lesson.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for your Fortnite World Champion solo winner.
There's his family looking on. Hey, get double chicken. Get the extra meat, do the whole thing. He's buying, I'm gonna tell you right now. And there's the dance. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna bet his dad if he's got moves like that. And that's what it's all about. Booga hasn't moved, as we'll probably need security to get him to leave this arena. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up again for Booga, your new Fortnite World Champion. We have cast in almost every single major Fortnite event up to this point, Dr. Lupo. I have never, ever seen a performance come close to that. So far and away, the winner that literally, them backstage didn't even have to calculate it. It was done.
Immediate. Normally, folks, we do have to wait a minute or two, and they need to triple check. They went right to it. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Insane.
Out of the gate. The trophy presentation, by the way, is coming up very, very soon. But Jack, Booga from game one, a 19-point victory royale to start the entire thing all the way to the finish.
He nearly doubled.
Lord.
He nearly doubled second place.
59 points.
That is one of the most dominant performances in competitive gaming history. Second, congratulations to Sam, who beats out Epic Whale by 1 point to earn $1.8 million. Epic Whale, Creo, King there as well. You see Crew, Skype, Nate, Riverson, and Fatch. And then our top 20, Rux, T-Chub, Mongrel, Stompy, Dubs, Pika, Bellow, Flicks, Peter Pan, and Commandment. $112,500 or more earned. But as always, a congratulations to everyone who made it this far onto the biggest stage, the Fortnite World Cup Finals.
Absolutely ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. From myself and Courage JD, the opportunity to cast the Fortnite World Cup could not have happened without you. But this isn't our show, Jack. We absolutely need to pass it off. If you could, please, Golden Boy, take it away.
I got you covered, fellas. What an incredible ending that was. Welcome to the winner's circle. Your Fortnite World Champion, Booga! Ladies and gentlemen, this cup is yours one more time.